It's apparent how time flies, hey? Yeah, so welcome again to our session this evening. I'm sharing a screen. I've started the recording. I think we're good to fly. I'm going to start with a bit of housekeeping. Oh, recording is running. Perfect. Caught me on a bad hair day. Good evening, Charles. My surname's sake. All right, guys. Hi, Sarah. Just want to close my WhatsApp here. It's going to give me hassles. Housekeeping. Let's talk about ICE quickly. Group assignment 2, or the hybrid assignment. You guys would have seen it's a semi-group assignment. Then assignment 1, feedback, and classwork this evening. So on ICE, guys, I just want to quickly, because I know that students were concerned about ICE. It's perfectly understandable. I know the story. I get it every time. So just to recap quickly, ICE task 1, folks. And the reason why we are being lenient with these first tasks is because registration took so long. With a normal semester module, we would normally not start with ICE so early. We would wait till deep in the semester before we start playing with ICE. But in this case, we had to, because we are pressed for time. So that presentation for AI, it was very well attended, but the whole class got the ICE mark sorted. Because most people that did not attend were still busy with registration or access wasn't finalized. ICE2, group work. We evaluated 3 scenarios, and you guys know that we put that one to a democratic vote. Do you remember? And the result and outcome of that was, yes, everyone gets the mark. So those of you that attended and worked in your groups on the 12th of March, obviously took one for the team and everyone got the mark. ICE task 3, yes, that's the one that I'll show you just now. That sits on ARC under discussions. That's what we did last week, if I'm not mistaken. And you had to put something up there. You also had to mark. I've said let's climb the fence, and I want you guys to sit on the other side of the fence from the marking perspective, right? And that's the one that I said I will keep it open. I've got a deadline, and this is the important one for you to take notice of, which is Friday, the 10th of April. That's when the deadline for ICE is there, when I must submit my ICE results. So this is where the ship will sail. Believe it or not, every year there are students that come afterwards and say, listen, please, can I make a plan? I missed an ICE task. After the deadline date, unfortunately, guys, there's nothing I can do. So there's enough time. Everyone's got opportunity to do that. We know where that one sits. Activities, discussions. It sits right at the top. ICE task 3. And if I look at the stats here, there's 20 of you. Well, mine was included there, so there's actually less that posted here, and total posts were more because you responded and marked and commented. This one sits here, folks. It's going to close on close of business Friday, the 10th of April. So if you don't have this ICE mark, there's the place where you will earn your ICE mark. Right, everyone's got 2, most of you 3, and then ICE 4 remains. We're not going to do ICE this evening. So, last 2 sessions remains for us on the 2nd of April and the 9th. Dr. Andre and myself, we are working on a guest speaker, as I said, which will be the main thing for the 9th. Also, you guys will see our last 2 sessions are not 2.5 hours. They're only scheduled for 2 hours. Hence, the time is a bit less. That last one for 9 April, we have the guest speaker, and maybe we'll do something else. So probably we'll be looking at ice again next week when I see you guys on April the 2nd. Yes. Then I also just said, Chelsea, I had a bit of a chuckle. Chelsea said, yeah, please, man, students don't like it when I surprise them with ice. And I said, guys, that is part of the cognitive resilience that I want you to master. If I say we have ice and it puts you in a better mindset, I do understand that. I do get that. But yeah, I don't want you to ask me about ice if you decide to skip class or not. Now you saw this. All right, that's enough of that. Quickly, let me jump to assignment 1 and 2. Let me just get my share screen here. Right. Assignment 2, quickly, some of you have started looking at it. You guys will do it in the groups that you are currently in. And we'll touch on that now. Assignment 2 is a hybrid. I've heard a rumor that there will be a presentation component in your summative. That's why we are also practicing and working on not only group work, but presentation work as well to get you guys comfortable to present in that one. All right, so this one is a hybrid, and you will see that some of the sections here, believe it or not, are individual work, and some of them are group work. So section 5 and section 6 are completed in a group, so everyone's work will be look the same, and the rest of it is done in individual capacity. So it's interesting. I've never seen this. I think it's quite refreshing, and it's a good idea. We can look at this again next week. Pretty straightforward. The nice thing that I do appreciate is the fact that they've moved out your yes, JJ, that they've moved out your BAS date. Yes, you can ask Georgia Jade.
Hi, Doc. I hope that you're having a good evening. I am asking a quick question about assignment 2. There is a tiny disclosure, I think it is way towards the end, where they disclose that everyone will receive the same marks for this assignment. So I just wanted to triple check, would that be the same marks despite our individual contributions? Would the best person in our group would we receive the best person's mark for the whole assignment? Or what would your interpretation of that one be?
Sure, I'm going to take that to the powers that be. Can you guide me where you
Okay.
saw that, JJ?
Let me. So I think the easiest way is if you could control F, so then I can maybe from memory write what I saw. I remember it saying, yeah, maybe it was here. Let's take a little scrolly scroll. Oh, there we go. A little upper in that thingy, in the little blue block.
Yes.
Chugga, 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 chug. There we go. And all will be awarded the same mark.
Yeah, I think this is a standard III thingy, to be quite
Okay.
honest. IMRS. So I really think that you will have your individual rubric with the individual plus your. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense, hey?
Yeah, those individual content.
Yeah.
And especially on that same note, are we doing individual submissions? And then ergo, do we insert the contributed sections from our group members into our individual assignments? So I think, yes.
That's
I mean, it
that's
would
the way
ease if
that's the way I would do it. I will ask Andre again. I run everything past them just to get approval or get their input.
yeah.
I'm just an independent lecturer.
Yes, of course. Okay, cool.
But yeah, if they tell us everyone gets the same mark, then yeah, that's for typical real group assignments. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Um, but in this case, where the majority, where the bulk of this rubric is individual work, that's going to cause a lot of unhappiness. Do you agree?
Yeah,
Um,
because then I could just like skip all my literature review and be like, whoever does the best gets the best mark.
it's uh, it's uh,
Um,
it's based on a socialistic ideology, right?
yes, yes.
Where
I see.
you reward the guys that don't work hard and you penalize the ones that do.
Yes, or we all just like completely split up the entire assignment. So like I'll do the first like
Yeah.
5 sections and you guys do like all the hard work and then that's how we only submit once assignment. um but I see Janelle said there that maybe all four get the same mark for the group work. But that's another logical thing, but then my question was, do we, that means that we do have to like submit individual assignments. So yeah, either way, a nice check-in that I just wanted to make.
Yeah, no, thanks for raising the point. Let's get clarity on that in any case. That couldn't do any harm to get it in black and white and say this is exactly the guideline that we want you guys to follow. But yeah, my suspicion is it will be individual submissions, where you guys will just replicate section 5 and 6 with your combined work. Thanks for raising and thanks for your input. Right. Assignment 1. All right. So marking, it's moderated, guys. So it sits at moderation externals. I can just quickly, some of the papers that I've seen and marked, maybe give you some feedback. Uh, I'm really glad that you're going to have time to see your feedback in time for the second submission. Because what's the point if we had to submit that one before you got feedback? So I know PAS is updated and the date we are sitting on is April. Look at that funny A. Is April the 6th, right? The third, Friday the 3rd was discussed, which is nice because it would have given us that extra connect next week, the 2nd of April. But moving it to the 6th is nice because you've got the weekend. There's an extra weekend there, so that's perfect. That's nice. Uh, Everyone at Emirates is happy with the timelines, with the spacing between this and your summative, plus the spacing between this module and the next linear module that's going to run. So that's where we're sitting. April the 6th. Happy. Then assignment feedback. Let me just get that one up here again. Yes. A number of you lost marks on this. I don't think there were 10%, but there were definitely 5% penalties in text and reference list errors. It is as simple, and it comes down to literally your referencing style is not in accordance with the forgive me, Emirates. Listen, guys, it's been IIE since 2015 when I started here, so sorry, I have to still reprogram my brain to Emirates. So Uh, if your referencing is not in accordance, then there's the penalties, and you will know that the penalties, um, those are deemed justified, justifiable, merited. All right. So yes, that's always the case. I remember I told you guys that. As long as you say, listen, I'm really glad, angry. I want to kick myself, sort of. Why did I miss that? But oh my goodness, I'm not gonna let them take 5% from me ever again. That's the first and the last time that happens, guys. We are masters. We are on our way to PhDs, so we know there's no compromise on that. Right. Then your titles, how was your title structured? How elegant was it? How informative it was? Yes. Same with an exec sum. Exec sum is different from introduction, folks. It is JJ. It's a summary. It's a glance over of what is happening in the rest of your report. Introduction and context is there. Then there were 5 main blocks of analysis with the framework of the 5 mega trends. Some of you ignored the sub guidelines we gave you. If we say, listen, this is structure. We want you to address specifically political, economic, and cultural. It's there for a reason. So, and on that note, let's talk about readability. Let's start with a cover page. Is everything on the cover page that should be there? Let's start with a TOC. Remember, I told you guys a detailed TOC with headings and subheadings, with some method for us to know, are you busy with a main heading here? This is a subheading. Maybe this one is in bold. This one is not in bold. A numbering system works the best because you can navigate your reader. So detailed TOC always, please, eh? And of course, make sure that your page numbers correspond. Um, then another thing is avoid large jumps with font sizes and colors. Don't do that. We tend to want to make our academic submissions look nice, but it's not important, guys. We don't need them. We don't want them to look nice. We want them to look cold, clinical, and boring. So don't play around with colors and font jumps. You know, you put a heading in a 24 font and then you go down to a 12. Uh, no, not an academic work. Um, are you addressing everything that we want you to address? Yes, you're going to fall in one of those blocks. Um, then, of course, your implications and recommendations, which counted for 20 marks, and your reference list at the end. The quality of your references, your referencing style. A lot of you lost track of your audience. What do I say? You were talking to a board of decision makers. Remember when they started here, they said you are advised as a consultant, as an advisor to the exec team, guys. So yes, it is tricky because there's that academic tone and there's referencing. But it's not an academic submission 100% in that respect because it's directed at the board. So some of you sort of misguided or misdirected your submission, not addressing that board, as it were. You understand what I mean by that. But overall, it's good. We'll get those results out, hopefully. And again, it's not in my hands, guys. It has to go through all sorts of stuffies and things and people and other things. But let's hold thumbs for next week for you to get your individual feedback. All right. I think that's enough for that. Then in terms of group works, debates. Where's my groups? No. So very nicely, we did our groups last week. This is the groups I currently have. Yes, I'll give you the group average. I'll also give you a bell curve. Yes, 100%. When it's done, of course. The academics, Yaku Lidi, Marse Tyler, Discovery, Jonathan, Kylene, Wenzele Karishni. That's a typo. Sorry. The late subcommittee is Karina, Shaw, Thurian, and Mondley. We've got the deadline dominators, Kevin, Janelle, Angelina, and Michelle. The Mindset Masters was our 5th group, Nkateko, Tiara, Remembrance, and Stephanie. And the last group, they were the Game Changers. They changed their name to the Serial Killers. I don't know why. Um, it puzzles me also, but yeah, it is what it is. No, I'm just joking. They are still the Game Changers. No, we'll just leave them
Doc, you
alone.
can't make me stressed like that. I'm like, who am I in a group with at the moment?
All right. Okay, so you didn't feel comfortable in that group, eh? All right, Chelsea, Georgia, and Sarah. Guys, we've got 2 students here Randall Govender and Muhammad Solomons, they are not assigned. So there's 25 of you in the cohort. So these guys might approach you. Remember, I said self-organize. They might approach you to join a group. We can't say, listen, we can't do anything for them. So maybe they approach you with a good proposition and they say, listen, they're gonna throw in their weight and add value. And then, of course, you guys can. So at some point, somewhere between now and the end of the submission, you guys would have to do that. Charles says your one group member no longer. Who's that? Is it Mondi, Charles? Okay, so Mondi's no longer there. Okay, dokes. Okay, dokes. I got you. So you guys are a three-man group at this moment. Right, got you. So that's the groups. So yes, I'll send a reminder. I'll send some comms on this for you guys to just make sure that you get the group story right. That said, let's do a bit of group work this evening for you to get to know each other. We set up the rooms last time. It worked well. We're going to do something similar. And the tool I want to use tonight is debate. Have you ever heard the idea or the notion that they say in law terms or in legal circles, it's not about truth necessarily. It's more about who's got the best lawyer, right? Who can formulate the best arguments. Interesting, man. So debate, and many of you maybe done that. So thank you, Shawl. Maybe an open spot. Thank you very much. Um, I'll ask Chelsea. I think Chelsea's not here this evening. She's at a function. But maybe on your WhatsApp group, guys, if you can maybe facilitate that and those two students that I just mentioned now, take them up in a group. Thank you very much. All right, so debate. Um, can there only be one answer on Sarah? I enjoy you guys. You're always two steps ahead, eh? Okay. Can there only be one answer on a debatable topic? No. So we can't debate whether the sun is hot, guys. Doesn't make sense. We can't debate on whether water is wet. That's a non-debatable topic. So, topics that are debatable are often controversial. I realize how much I talk with my hands, eh? When people talk with hands and they clap your coffee or your wine glass out of your hand, it irritates me, but I see I do the same. It's a blind spot. Um, Often controversial, often topics where people are strongly opinionated about. And when debate becomes tricky is when you don't agree with the side I ask you to argue. Maybe it's something that you feel strongly against, but I give you an exercise to say, listen, formulate arguments in support of the statement of which you don't agree with. All right. Why do we do debate? I think it's healthy. It takes a formal tone. It's research-based. It allows for reflective practice on prior knowledge obtained in the module. It's a building of high-order thinking. It's a need for a different methods of problem solving to find argument points. Yes. It's fit for purpose at a postgrad level and utilizes blended learning amongst students to create arguments. That's what debate is all about. So it's a learning experience that I think links to and relates to your research math. Everything's about research. It relates to that again because it's about the creation of arguments, critique of viewpoints, and very important, remaining objective. We are dealing with facts only and ideas. It's objective. It's not an emotional plea or throwing toys to make a point, right? Yeah, guys, some of the best Chuck Norris jokes that are coming through, ladies, forgive me, is where Chuck once asked a woman to calm down and she did calm down, hey? Or he asked his wife where she wants to go and dine, and she actually said where she wants to go go and dine. I enjoy that, hey? Gazillions of Chuck jokes coming through, hey? Yeah, what a guy. Okay. The skills of presentation, critical thinking, and working in groups. All right, you're waiting me to get to the crux. Now, here is the assignment. It's group assignments, and that's the groups we just showed you. I see the groups are still here where I created them. So, formulate and present 3 arguments in support of your view. 2 sides to this debate. All of them is going to have 2 sides. I allocated teams to the 3 debates with 2 sides. So there's six sort of sub groups involved here, or 6 groups working with the between 3 debates. Present 3 arguments in support of your view. Then we're going to present that. We're going to get a second turn to respond to the claim raised by the opponents. Now, yes, you need to present. Yes, you need to present visuals. How you do that, it's up to you. Don't overcomplicate it. It's not about that. See how we can engage and interact and learn from one another. And then I said the floor is open for the audience, which is all of us. We're going to do this in the main room, and we can participate and maybe ask a question here and there. All right. Here's the debate topics. Please take note. I'm talking to academics and deadline dominators. You guys take a shot of this, or a screenshot, or a cell phone photo. Here's the debate for this team. The first 2 teams, academics and deadline. I'm saying here, I'm making a statement. A mechanistic organizational management model is superior to an organic management model. And I've given you a picture here so that you can see in your mind what I'm talking about. So mechanistic is much more about hierarchy, levels of command, centralized, very formal. There's lots of rigidity and departments, and you get the feel, where your organic management model is much there's much less hierarchical levels. It's decentralized. It's less formal. There's a much more organic flow of information between members. And those are 2 classic ways of putting something together. Maybe the real thing lies somewhere in the middle. But for the purpose of this evening, and here's another pic just to visually show you what we're talking about. So that's a typical sort of mechanistic organogram type management flow, where the organic one sits on this side. All right, academics, you guys provide your 3 arguments in support of this statement. Deadline Ds, you guys don't agree with the statement, and you will formulate against. Quickly hear the statement that we're talking about. Academics for, deadlines against. Academics, you say mechanistic organizational management model is superior to the organic model, and then of course the other team, you guys argue for the inverse. Happy? I'm going to gooi you into your rooms now. Hang on a second. We're going to do it just now. Right. The second debate, teams that must look what we are dealing here, is the late submission committee and the game changers. You guys are going to work on this one. Here's my statement. Organizational management successes of the future lay in tech-centric approach versus a people-centric approach. All right. If you are in the late submission committee, you're going to find arguments in support of this. You agree and support this statement. Game changers, you guys do not agree, and obviously you will then argue the inverse. Then, organizational successes, yes, says the late subcommittee, lay in tech-centric, not people-centric, and game changers say people-centric instead of tech-centric. Right, that's it, guys. I'm not going to bring this up again. Please make sure you got it. Take your shots, take your notes. Right, last debate, the third one. The statement I'm making for the 2 teams, listen up, is the Mindset Masters and Disco, the Discovery Network. Management should prioritize employee well-being over maximizing shareholder value. Yes, Mindset Masters, you agree with that statement. You're going to find evidence and support. Discovery says no, you don't agree with that statement, and you will argue the inverse. Management should not prioritize employee well-being. over maximizing shareholder value. All right, let's do this. It's difficult in an online class, guys. In a class where we sit face to face, it's easier to manage. So I'm not going to be too rigid. I'm going to open the rooms and leave you guys there for 30 minutes initially. We come back after that 30 minutes. Then that first round of debates, I'm going to say 10 minutes per side. So that's 20 minutes for a debate and 20 minutes for the second debate and 20 minutes for the next one. That will take us to, I mean, that's 1.5 hours work right there. If there's time, we can go back into our groups, reconvene, say, listen, but let's ask them about this, that, point out this or that. I hope that there are debate people in all the groups because you guys know how we roll with debates and how this works. Um, and then we can open it back up again and maybe ask people or give a chance for people to do some cross-examination if we have time. If we don't, it is what it is. I'm not going to be flexible on that. Right, it's 7 o'clock. I'm going to open the rooms now. I set the time on 30 minutes, guys. You go into your room voluntarily. That's how it works. We don't I'm just going to open them, and if everything works fine, you're going to jump into your groups. I put a 30-minute time limit on it. If it doesn't work, I'll call you back and close the rooms, but I'm opening them now, and you guys climb in there. Yes, visuals. Yes, 3 arguments, and I'll see you in 30 minutes, which is just after 7:30. And I am opening the rooms. Remember last time you guys just joined the rooms? Yes. Perfect. Good stuff. Guys, you have to click somewhere. I think it's on top somewhere. Apologies, on the rooms. And then you're going to get into your rooms. If you're not sure how to do it, ask your peers on the groups or somewhere. But there's about 4 of you who's still sitting in the main room. Please see if you can get into your breakouts. And I do believe if you're not signing in with your Emirates credentials, you might have problems. Last week, people signed out and signed back into Teams with Emirates credentials. Kylene, you can maybe just give that a spin. Uh, if your outside credentials uh, or your outside organizational credentials does not allow you to join in. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, probably sign in and sign out and in again. Okay, you guys are on a group call. Got it. Perfect. Sorry, Steph. What you need to do is you must join. Can you join automatically or are you battling? I'll see if I can. Um, you are in mindset. Sorted.
Hi, sir.
Hello, Remembrance.
Hi. Is it possible for us to have an additional, just 10 minutes? Our group, we had issues to start. We had a bit of challenges to start as a group.
Hou net gou vas, hou net gou vas.
Sorry?
Yes, I can do that. I will extend the time. I'll see what I can do.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Thank you
okay.
so much. Thank you. Thank you. How do I go back to the group? Um,
Remembrance, how did you get in there? I think it's the same way you got in initially, right?
yes, it's no longer, the options are no longer available for me
Really?
to choose. Yes, to choose which room.
The groups are still open.
I
So,
could see them. I was, oh, here. Let's see. Let's see. I got them. I got
all right.
it. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, okay. Mamma, ek's besig om klas te gee. Toe vra die studente net vir my iets, toe het ek net mamma net laat aanhou vir 'n oombliekie. Nee, goed mamma, ek het nog hier klas gee tot 9:00 die aand. By my huis, by my rekenaar. Nee, maar kyk maar wat gebeur dan, mamma. Okay, nee, ek kan nie nou nog praat nie. Gaan mamma nou regkom met daai tuin ou miskien. Okay, mamma, goed. Okay man. Praat weer, bye.
Listen, while we are here, can we have a quick discussion about our game plan for assignment number 2? Then we can just inform Wenzile.
Yes, I'm arrived home. I was listening to your call on the way back. So
Oh, lekker.
let me just set up quickly.
No stress.
Sorry, Jonathan, did you ask something?
Hello, sir. Sorry, I didn't mean to put my mic on. I'll just remove it. Thank you, sir.
Oh no, sorry, man. I was in my kitchen. I thought you were looking for me. Are you guys managing?
Yeah, we are sorted. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My camera's on.
Okay,
And my
guys.
mic.
There was a request that additional time is required. Is that a common feeling? Yeah, show of hands. React
Doc,
or
yes,
show me.
yes, please, because on our side, Tyler is doing our visuals and her Wi-Fi just cut. And she's trying to get everything back together, so she's a bit nervous at the moment. So 10
Look,
minutes we have.
guys, we've got time. We can squash the presentation time even, but you guys need say 20 minutes or so until 10 to 8. Will that work?
Yes, please.
Yes,
Right.
please.
I'm opening the rooms now for 20 minutes more, folks. I just want to set my timer here. And I am opening. There we go. 20 minutes extra. Right, rooms are open. Okay, I see people are returning. I'll let the time setting run out. You've got a few minutes to stretch your legs, get a coffee or something if you are done and back in the main room. I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes.
You don't have it. No, you can take it off. It's fine. It should be fully charged now.
Do you still need mine?
My headache is moved to the other side, and I have such sharp pains running through my head. It's not. I'm so over this.
Who's got headaches? Is it you, Tyler?
Oh, shucks.
Hmm. Welcome, come to the late night show on 5. Come on, people, make some noise. Oh, sorry, guys, I got carried away. Welcome back. I'm throwing this interesting statistic at you. This is hopefully accurate stats and fairly recent. Look at the South African population, matric people holding a matric level education, 33%. Some sort of a post-school, sorry, frog and throat. Some sort of a post-school qual, 16, bachelor's, 7%, honors, 1.5 to 2%, master's degree, only 1% of the population, guys. And then doctoral, 0.2. Isn't that interesting? Hey, again, it makes you thankful for the wonderful, oh, shame, Tyler, I feel you, hey. Migraines are the worst. My daughter also is a migraine sufferer, or she was, and it's so complex to get behind the triggers, né? Yeah, so very interesting, eh? 1%. Isn't that something worthwhile, hey? And really feels, sure, what a privilege to be an educated person. And like I told you guys in one of our earlier sessions, you're gonna see how much different you navigate the world and how you really see things differently. It's a privilege to be an educated person and to have that ability. Okay. Those of you that are acquainted with the whole debate story, you'll know that there's some techniques. This is something which is worthwhile you reading. You can go and read up on it, because we also see the same sort of thing featuring in writing, so not necessarily debate only. So there's the one they call the straw man. These are techniques that people draw on to, I would say, manipulate or dominate debates. There's the appeal to authority. So if some high person, if President Ramaphosa says there's not a problem with crime, there's a certain authority to that, attached to that. The ad hominem, a personal attack. There's the Gish Gallop, overwhelming force technique. There's the false dilemma technique. And then finally, there's the moving the goalposts technique, which is very interesting. Yeah, so it's worthwhile. You guys can maybe look into that. It helps us to become better communicators and also to respond better to people when we are talking about stuff. All right, let's jump into the first, guys. Do you guys want to take a break now? Do you want to take a fiver? Or are you happy for us to continue? Please, if you want to take the break, give me a reaction and say yes, or hands up or react. If I don't see that, then we continue and we come in for a landing when we are done. All right, fine. All right, so we don't break now. Let's start with the first debate, folks. I'm going to stop my share so that the person that is going to share the visuals can jump in there. And again, it's completely rustig, guys. It's rustig. No need to stress. No need to worry about technical gremlins. Let's see how it goes. I know it's challenging. So the first debate, where we're going to have the first team, namely the academics, arguing in support, and then the deadlines. I'm going to keep a track on my watch here and cut you off after 10 minutes. So academics and deadlines, you're going to respond or not respond, put your arguments down. And it's all about the management models. I'm going to kill my video, and then academics, you guys are welcome to set up.
Just can you hear me?
Yes, we do hear
Can
both
I
of you.
just share my screen? Sorry, I'm gonna share my screen and then Didi's gonna talk.
Yeah. So it's going to be a coordinated effort.
Yes.
Perfect. I'm going to tell you now, Tyler, when it's showing. Okay, it's starting to load. Yes. I'm going to kill my feeds and you guys are welcome to continue. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the academics on the floor. All right.
Okay, good evening, sir and everyone. So today we as academics will be talking about, or in the support of the motion of the mechanistic organizational management model is superior to the organic model of management. In an increasingly competitive, performance-driven global economy, organizations must prioritize efficiency, consistency, control, and scalability. While the organic model may appear flexible and modern, it is the mechanistic model that consistently delivers structure, productivity, and reliability, especially in a large and complex organizations. Today, we will demonstrate its superiority through three key arguments: efficiency and productivity through specialization, clarity, control, and accountability in decision-making, and finally, stability and scalability in large organizations. So for our first argument, like I said, it's efficiency and productivity through specialization. The mechanistic model is superior because it promotes high levels of specialization, where employees perform clearly defined tasks within a structured system. In this model, workers focus on specific roles, allowing them to develop expertise. Repetition leads to greater speed and accuracy, and training is simpler, faster, and more cost-effective. This results in significant higher levels of productivity. When employees know exactly what is expected of them, they can perform tasks with precision and minimal error. For example, in industries such as manufacturing, logistics, and fast food chains, the mechanistic model ensures that operations run smoothly and efficiently. Each worker contributes to a larger system, much like a well-oiled machine. This level of coordination would contribute to a larger system. Would be difficult to achieve in an organic structure where roles are fluid and less defined. Furthermore, specialization reduces confusion and duplication of effort. Instead of multiple employees attempting the same task in different ways, the mechanistic model ensures standardized processes, leading to consistent outputs. In a world where time is money, efficiency is not optional, it is essential. The mechanistic model delivers this consistently. So moving on to argument 2, this is clarity, control, and accountability. I just see the slides aren't, oh, there they are. A second reason why the mechanistic model is superior is to its emphasis on clear hierarchy, authority, and accountability. In mechanistic organizations, there's a defined chain of command, roles and responsibilities are clearly outlined, and decision-making authority is centralized. This clarity eliminates ambiguity. Employees know who to report to, what decisions they can make, and what is expected of them. This is especially important in high-stakes environments such as healthcare systems, military organizations, and financial institutions. In these contexts, mistakes can have serious consequences. A decentralized, flexible system may lead to confusion, delays, or inconsistent decisions. The mechanistic module prevents this by ensuring that authority and responsibility are aligned. Additionally, accountability is much stronger in a mechanistic structure. When roles are clearly defined, it becomes clearer to measure performance, identify errors, and enforce standards. In contrast, organic models often blur responsibilities, making it difficult to determine who is accountable when things go wrong. Control is not about restricting employees, it's about ensuring reliability, and consistency. Organizations cannot afford unpredictability, and the mechanistic module provides the necessary control to maintain the high standards. So moving on to the third and last argument, which is stability and scalability. The third and perhaps most important advantage of the mechanistic module is its ability to provide stability and scalability, particularly in large organizations. As organizations grow, they become more complex. Without structure, this complexity can quickly turn into chaos. The mechanistic module addresses this by offering standardized procedures, formal rules and policies, and efficient coordination across departments. This allows organizations to scale operations without losing control. For example, multinational corporations rely heavily on mechanistic principles to ensure consistency across different regions. Whether a product is produced in one country or another, the outcome must be the same. The level of standardization is only possible through a structured mechanistic approach. Moreover, the mechanistic module ensures operational stability. In times of crisis or uncertainty, organizations need systems that are reliable and predictable. Flexible organic structures may struggle under pressure due to the lack of formalization. Stability also builds trust with customer stakeholders and employees. When processes are consistent and dependable, organizations can maintain their reputation and deliver on their promises. So some additional things that is not on the slides is it must be also suitable for routine environments. It's also important to recognize that many industries operate in relatively stable and predictable environments. In such contexts, flexibility is not always necessary. The mechanistic model is particularly well suited for routine operations, repetitive tasks, and environments requiring strict compliance. In these cases, the organic model emphasizes on flexibility and decentralization, which may actually reduce efficiency and create unnecessary complexity. And then in conclusion, the organic module may offer flexibility and adaptability, however, it cannot match the efficiency, clarity, and stability provided by the mechanistic organizational management model. The mechanistic module is superior because it maximizes productivity through specialization, ensures clear authority and accountability, and provides stability and scalability for large organizations. In a world where organizations must deliver consistent results, manage complexity, and remain competitive, structure is not a limitation. It is a necessity. The mechanistic module is not outdated, it's foundational. It provides a discipline and order required for organizations to function effectively and achieve long-term success. For these reasons, the academics, our group, support the motion that mechanistic organizational management model is superior to the organic model of management. Thank you.
Oh, wow, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. That was interesting. Good dokes. Thank you, academics. Well done. Deadline dominators, we
Okay.
are eagerly awaiting your side of the argument.
Awesome. I am sharing my screen on this side.
I'm going to tell you now.
There we go.
Yeah. Yes.
See, share beginning. Okay. Can you see it on my screen?
Yes. Perfect. Audio good, video good. Thanks, Janelle.
Fantastic. Okay, so we are on the side of the mechanistic organizational model is not superior to an organic model. Our core argument is the mechanistic structures are rigid, slow, and outdated in modern, fast-changing environments. I'm gonna go through a few slides where I show a few reasons for our arguments, but we have three arguments. One being, let's be real, the world doesn't stand still anymore. Argument two, people aren't robots and you don't want them to be. And argument three, information gets lost in translation or never arrives at all. So argument one, mechanistic organizations are built like machines, and machines break when you throw something unexpected at them. Look at what happened during COVID. Companies with rigid hierarchies and strict job descriptions were scrambling for months just to try to figure out how to let people work from home. I'm sure most of you had to wait for the message to come from top down. Can you work from home? While there's a global pandemic happening, there was a slow response in such a crisis and a lack of frontline autonomy. Meanwhile, organic structures adapted almost overnight because they are designed to bend and not snap. In today's world, things change fast, markets shift, technology evolves, and customer changes their minds. You need an organization that can roll with the punches, not one that needs a committee meeting just to approve a new idea. On to argument number 2, people aren't robots. And you don't want them to be. Sure, mechanistic structures might get you efficiency on paper, but here's the problem. When you tell someone to just do your job and don't think about anything else, you are basically paying for their hands while throwing away their brain. It stifles innovation, as the slide shows. It limits creativity, discourages new ideas, and requires permission for basic changes. Organic structures let people actually contribute and collaborate across teams and feel like their ideas matters. And guess what? When people feel ownership, they work harder and they come up with better solutions. In industries where innovation is everything, such as tech, creative fields, and anything knowledge-based, you need people's full engagement and not just their obedience. That leads me over to argument number 3. Information gets lost in translation or never arrives at all. As the slide shows, there's a vertical communication flows, the silos form, and communication flows very slowly. In a mechanistic setup, information has to travel up the chain, get filtered through 5 different managers, and eventually reach someone who actually makes the call. By then, the opportunity is gone or the problem's gotten worse. Organic structures let information flow sideways, diagonally, wherever it needs to go. The people closest to the customers or actually the work can act on what they know immediately instead of waiting for permission. In business, the speed of information is often the difference between winning and losing. And you have to deal with poor employee engagement as well, feeling micromanaged, low maintenance, low motivation, and employees feeling like cogs with an over-reliance on rules as well. As we said earlier, this limits growth and initiative, and it's not fit for modern business. It's built for the industrial era, lacks agility, and poor for digital environments. In conclusion, modern success requires adaptability, innovation, and empowered teams. Mechanistic models fail to deliver this. And that is our argument.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks indeed. Interesting slides that you guys also showed us. And if we have chance, we'll get back to debates. Obviously, the opposing teams needs to listen carefully at what your team says. And yeah, Kev, that's nice that you celebrate your peer. Interesting in reality on this one. Industry would obviously play a big role, the type of industry, the type of organization, the level of education and responsible autonomy would play a big role. And believe it or not, well, you guys know this, is people's preferences and personality and profile and design. Some people don't want to sit in a structure where they where there's no hierarchies, that word. And some people are drawn to and gravitate toward organizations where there is structure. So there's interesting variables. But thank you very much to both teams. We might get back to you, Nana. But that was very interesting for a first debate. Fantastic. I'm going to ask the four team for the second debate. That would be the late submission committee. And after them, the game changers will come up. So late sub, you guys can set up so long. We're talking about the whole idea of tech centricity versus a people-centric approach in the management discipline. Your feeds are coming through, and you guys are welcome to fly whenever you're ready.
Good evening, sir. I just want to check if you can hear me and see my slides.
But there's another screen just obscuring your slide. All right, there it's gone, and I can see your slides now, full screen mode.
Okay, awesome. So for our argument, we are debating that technology is the future, specifically in the success of management. So for our, I'm just going to see. Okay, there we go. So for our first argument, technology improves efficiency. So technologically capable capabilities enables organizations to process and utilize large amounts of data for strategic decision making. Basically, this means that work gets done faster. There's fewer mistakes because there's no human element, and it's less manual effort. A good example of this is a company that works with largest amount of stock. Technology enables that company to track that stock instead of people tracking it, which reduces human error. Especially if it's an industry like the medical industry, technology becomes essential because human error in a medical industry can often have very dire consequences. Our second reason that technology is good and the tech-centric approach is the better approach is because of reduced costs. Technologies such as enterprise resource planning systems, SAP, Oracle, NetSuite, those types of things. They are multi-organizational functions. They include finance, logistics, and human resource management, which makes the whole company run smoother. It's like the oil of a company. It just makes the whole company run smoother. It makes administrative tasks runs more effectively. It minimizes human error and it improves the overall efficiency. There's less staff that's needed in situations like this, which saves costs on salaries. There's fewer errors, which means there's less wasted money in fixing those errors, and the whole process just becomes cheaper. A good example of this is where companies automate their systems to do repetitive tasks. For example, administrative tasks. In our company, we use them to generate documents for us, which saves us the effort of generating hundreds of pages of documents every day. So it saves us costs and time and costs on that regard. Then our final point is easy to scale with technology. Implementing technology in your company allows you to grow easily. Automation, cloud computing, and digital platforms allows organizations to streamline processes, and it reduces the reliance on manual labor. So it enables your company to handle more work without hiring more people. It's easy to manage large operations, and it supports business expansion, which means it's easier for your business to grow as it's easily scalable. An example of this can be that one system, for example, NetSuite or Oracle, can manage thousands of products, thousands of people, and thousands of tasks at once. In a modern day, it would be impossible for people to manage all of that, hence why technology is the future and companies can't go without it. For my closing line, technology makes organizations work faster, it saves money, it makes it cheaper, and it enables growth. And that's why the future is tech-centric.
All right, thank you very much. Shaul, on behalf of the late subs, I just want to quickly share something, guys. Your slideshow was thought-provoking, especially your point on reducing
I
costs.
saw that too. That was not a good point for technology, guys.
That was food for thought. Eh? Okay, now that's just tongue in cheek. Well done. Good points. And we are with the other side. You guys can set up. Game changers, people-centric.
Hi, Doc. I'm just grabbing my argument quickly. Dee dee. Sorry, I made a tongue-in-cheek joke about the cots when I saw it as well.
Yeah, mine is also tongue-in-cheek, eh? Really tongue-in-cheek. I enjoyed it.
I think it really supports my core argument, which is that tech is an enabler, not the driver of success. Oh, I think we are just.
Sorry, just give me 1 second. I'm just trying to share my screen. Just give me a second.
That's okay. And I think a perfect example of how tech is an enabler and not the driver of success is we actually use tech or automation or a platform like ChatGPT to help us create our beautiful little documents here to prove that even with although the future is, or the argument is that now I've lost my train of thought. This is not working. The core argument is that tech is an enabler, not the driver of success. People create, manage, and optimize technology. And that for that reason, we believe that the future is people-centric. Our core argument in this, we actually came up with like 6 different ones, but we're probably going to focus on the core ones, the first 3. And that is decision making and judgment. For that reason, tech lacks emotional intelligence and ethical reasoning. Humans navigate complex, ambiguous, and real world scenarios. And unfortunately, over reliance on things like technology, despite their rapid integration into our society, creates inefficient and poor decision making. Therefore, decision making and judgment is an imperative reason why our future is supposed to be people centric. Additionally, in terms of where innovation comes from, it comes from people, and that is our second argument. We believe that technology doesn't originate ideas, people do. These platforms that we're talking about, ChatGPT, even automation, it all comes from an idea that was created by people and to serve the needs of people. People are the center of the argument and therefore the center of the future. This is seen through creativity, curiosity, and lived experience. All of these things drive innovation. Tech-centric environments can limit experimentation. And again, an argument against tech being the center or tech-centric being the future. In terms of our third argument, when we talk about employee performance and culture, it's particularly to do with the future where there are things like our megatrends that, again, bringing it back to something like our assignment, that are impeding on the world, the social instability, the fracturing world, and of course, the rapid technology disruption. All these things have an impact on people and society. And particularly when it comes to businesses that need people to run, who are people-centric, and we think of things like doctors or essential people,
their performance and their culture are important. And unfortunately, at this stage, at least, technology is not able to surpass or replace that. Engaged employees outperform any system advantage. Poor people management creates burnout, resistance, and high turnover. While tech adoption fails, it's mostly because people aren't aligned with tech adoption. And again, no matter how great this technology is that we're trying to implement, if you do not have people at the center, and not only that, meeting them at where their skills are and allowing them access to the technology, tech will never be the center. So for that reason, and for these three arguments, in addition to three more if we have time, we believe that the future is people-centric.
I will allow you time to run those other with us as well.
Perfect. That is just Doc calling my bluff, but I have you here, Doc. So another point of interest for a people-centric future is the customer experience. We believe that loyalty is built on human connection and trust, and over-automation creates an impersonal transactional relationship. And this is actually a great example of this is a Coke ad that was aired in the Netherlands. And one of the things that happened was it was an AI Coke ad regarding the Christmas time and everything, and it was completely rebuked by the Netherlands population, claiming it was AI slop and felt uncultured and soulless. Great examples of how customer experience and loyalty, human connection are people related and people centric, and how no matter how great tech are, it will always come back to how does tech affect people and how does tech affect business, which people need to support. Therefore, people better understand customer nuance than tech. The other document, or the other 2 points that I have relate to adaptability and tech creating risks, but number 5 specifically is adaptability and future readiness. And this really links again to making sure that you're meeting people where they are, and no matter what we do with where we're currently sitting with the tech disruption that's happening due to megatrends, due to the rapid advance of AI, and the needs that society has to advance as a culture or as okay, there we go, sorry. To advance in society and with culture, it's important that an adaptable and future readiness is taken into consideration. So tech becomes obsolete really quickly. We've seen this. If you take a second to consider something like ChatGPT, how many versions of ChatGPT are there? Tech did not get introduced and stay stagnant. It's constantly updating, but not because tech needs updating, because people need updating. People at the center of what is needed. People learn, adapt, and evolve, and therefore technology comes second after our centric needs. A competitive advantage, sure, but it would require you to be agile, skilled, and work together as a workforce, again, relying it back to people. And the last point is the risk of tech-centric thinking. It, again, really encompasses everything we've just discussed, but it ignores culture and leadership and well-being. It can create dependency on systems. And I think the worst of all is that it increases the risk of ethical and strategic blind spots. When you're solely depending on technology and putting it in the center of your decision-making, your strategic thinking, you find yourself in a situation where you're not able to make fully informed decisions. You're making decisions based on what technology has put out for you or what AI has decided is the correct information. Overall, technology scales performance, but people create it. So it is our stance that success will always be people-centric.
Alrighty. Awesome. Guys, that handles that debate. Thank you very, very much. Good points raised from both teams. Nice graphic shared. Nice substantiation of arguments. Loved it. We are in the third and final debate. It's a tragedy that this is very real. Many of you might say, listen, I can absolutely identify with this. Is it about employee well-being or is it about shareholder value? And how does that play out in reality? So something interesting to unpack by ways of a debate. We had the mindset masters arguing for employee well-being, and then we've got discovery coming in for a close. Mindsets, you guys are welcome to set up.
Thank you so much, sir. Stephanie will share for us, and then I'll speak over it.
I've got you. I'll tell you now, remembrance, what we see on this side.
Okay. Steph?
No worries, be patient. Steph has left the building. Yes. It's coming up. Okie dokie. You guys good to go?
Thank you so much, Steph. So we of the topic that management should prioritize employees' well-being over the shareholder value. Firstly, we believe that there is no shareholder value in the absence of an employee centricity culture. It is people who run the business, not the shareholder value. And we have 3 points that speaks to why we say that to support our argument. The first being that people taking care of employee well-being improves the performance and productivity of employees. And we believe that when people feel valued and supported, they are more engaged, motivated, and productive. This in turn drives organizational performance and enhances profits. We also believe, as a second point, that it enhances employee retention. So it helps us keep skilled techniques within the business, which are sometimes hard to find in certain industries. So when we are able to retain those skills, we are able to save on operational costs such as recruitment and training because we retain those skills in-house. And also that also we leverage on those skills for competitive advantage. And the third point is that we believe people are a strong driver of customer experience. And that people are the one who go an extra mile to create a memorable experience to the customers that they serve. And this in return also provides an advantage where customers are more loyal, they are more satisfied, and they keep coming back to a specific brand instead of choosing competitors. So those are just some of the points. We had 3 points in total. I think that's it for us.
All right, mindsets. Are you guys done?
I just maybe speak to this one last one that Steph has. While others may say that shareholders come first, we would say without employees, there's no value to give stakeholders. Short-term profits comes from pressure, but long-term success comes from people.
All right, got you there. Just summarize your 3 points for me. I just want to hear again what you said. Just a brief
Okay.
summary of each of your 3 points.
All right, will do. Thank you.
Sorry, remembrance, you can just use audio. Just run your 3 arguments past us again quickly. Literally just in a sentence or a few keywords. All right, you're showing us there. Okay. All right, thank you. Righty, Disco. We are talking to Jonathan, Kylene, Wenzile, Karishni. You guys are welcome to set up.
Thank you, Doc. Wenzile will be sharing the screen in a couple of seconds.
Yes, I'm sharing. 100%. All right, Wenzile, I'm starting to see your screen. Oops. Sorry. Yeah. All right. Video's up. Looks good to go. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so I'm going to start us off. Now, when it comes to slide number 1, obviously we have an argument against prioritizing employee well-being compared to or over shareholder value. You'll see that there is an image on the right-hand side there. The only corporate social responsibility a company has is to maximize its profits. On slide number 2.
And sorry, here's an example where you really draw on authority, right? Because if this oak says it, then it's noteworthy, hey?
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, then we're shifting over to slide number 2. And the core idea behind this thought pattern is businesses are created mainly to generate a profit. We've learned this since high school. That is the core idea. Shareholders invest their money expecting financial returns. Their primary duty is to maximize returns for shareholders. Without profits, a business cannot survive or grow.
Prioritizing employee well-being over maximizing shareholders' value results in tough competition. Other companies may focus on cutting costs and increasing profits. If this company doesn't do the same, it could fall behind. If a company spends more on employees' well-being, its costs increase. This may force it to charge higher prices than competitors. Customers were likely to choose cheaper alternatives, leading to fewer sales. With the lower profits, the company has fewer resources to expand, innovate, or respond to competitor strategies. This could cause it to fall further behind.
Employee well-being is important, but management cannot focus on it at the expense of other responsibilities. According to Freeman's stakeholder theory, all stakeholders matter, but management must balance their interest. Organizational stability is the foundation that allows a company to properly support its employees. Research from 2022 on environmental, social, and governance, ESG, and stakeholder management shows that companies that balance their responsibilities create long-term value for everyone without prioritizing one group over the other. Companies like Apple and Microsoft show that it is possible to provide structured employee programs while responsibly managing wider organizational interests. Focusing on employee well-being above all else can create instability and risk, which ultimately undermines long-term support for employees.
To conclude,
we see your slide. Your audio went dead.
yes, can you hear me now?
Yep, I can. We can.
To conclude, employee well-being is important for morale and productivity. However, it should not outweigh the main goal of profitability. Prioritizing shareholder value ensures business growth, financial stability, and long-term survival. A successful, profitable company is better able to support employees over time. Therefore, focusing on shareholder value ultimately benefits both investors and employees in the long run. This is a little picture to demonstrate our point. And we would like to thank you.
That's a very interesting. Will you put that slide back quickly so that we can all just drink that in? Thank you. Very interesting. Thanks, guys. So thank you very much. So as most of you would probably agree, this whole idea of getting people to engage, motivating people, I agree with you, Janelle, those are nice. Getting people to be productive. They say, research says that people are maybe productive 4 hours per day. 5 maybe, but 5 is a push, closer to 4. Being at office or having desk time. The whole idea of businesses saying, listen, but we are not a charity. We are here to do business. But the 4 production factors, land, labor, capital, and management, a lot of scholars would argue that labor or people is your most, or human capital is your most important production factor. Think of this, your child is sick, your child is admitted to hospital, and your manager or line manager says, please, we prioritize the well-being of your family. Please, you'll catch up. Work is not that important. Go and do that. Can work out. Maybe it doesn't. What if you start giving perks and people start, what's the word I'm looking for? Abusing those perks. It happens there. We know ourselves. We know how people react. Or the minute you say, listen, we're going to draw in or rein in on those perks, people aren't happy. The complexities related to this and all 3 debates this evening is immense. Guys, we've got 20 minutes. It's been a high energy evening. I haven't given you any breaks whatsoever, which I feel is justified for us to land now. What's the takeaways this evening from debates? You guys can reflect on that. I think it expands our thinking. And as academics, we should never, ever be afraid to inform all sides of a matter. I'm trying to not say issue again. If I use the word issue, you must rap me on the fingers. To inform a topic. When we look at things in life, there's always multiple sides. Sometimes 2, sometimes more sides to almost anything. And that's where sound reasoning come in, and coherence and logic and rationality comes in. Always consider both sides of a situation. What we're not doing this evening is to critique some of the arguments that our opponents made. So the idea was, as you were listening, because you were familiar with the subject material, there were probably some things that your opponents raised that jumped out. And if you had an opportunity, you would say, listen, but wait a minute, You said that A, B, and C. Why do you say that? On what basis do you say that? That's not accurate. What you are saying there doesn't make sense. It doesn't hold water for this or that reason. So we critique those arguments as we speak to people in a debate. So a good idea and a good thing to do is to learn to self-critique what we say and ask ourselves a question. I wanna tell you guys, in closing this, always remain vulnerable, uh, in the sense that you don't ever have to be too sure of yourself or too sure of your point. That's a good academic. In fact, people that are too sure of their points and are too confident almost displays um, some arrogance, some not understanding the complexities and layers of complexities, in fact, that we are dealing with in life, with the real problems we face. So always bring in and always consider different sides of the coin, bring it in and be vulnerable, and you don't have to be too sure of yourself. Good research is when you say, there's this side, but on the other hand, there's this. And that's a nice way for you guys to, to argument or to argue, bringing those things into context. That's us, folks. Too much conviction displays a lack of critical thought. Well said. Yes, agree. Folks, I see you next time for the next week for the second last time. Please look after yourselves, take care, and strengths with everything that's happening on your side. See you guys again. Thank you very much. I thoroughly enjoyed this evening and I am proud of you. Can I say that? All of us are proud of our master cohort. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Cheers.
Thanks, sir.